Please tell me what is a decentralized AI. You see, this is a big learning curve. Why decentralized AI matters? Because this is a global business. Decentralized AI, DAI, means like cross-sourcing many resources, like including data, computing power, and the storage power from all over the world. My name is Max Lee.
Dr. Max Lee is a Columbia University professor and a visionary in artificial intelligence. With over a decade of experience in the AI space, he's now leading the charge as founder of OORT, a platform on a mission to decentralize the cloud and redefine how the world stores and uses data. Blending academic brilliance with entrepreneurial drive, Max bridges the gap between cutting-edge research and real-world innovation. His work is reshaping the future of AI, making it more open, secure, and human-centered.
In 2026, all the public data on the internet will be used by AI.
Welcome to Crypto OGs. Today, we have a very special guest, Dr. Max. Thank you so much for coming, not only to Crypto OGs, but to my house as well.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here.
So, Dr. Max, we've been talking before. You know, you've been in AI for a long time. You're a professor. You've been helping the whole AI industry for the last 10 years. Now you are based in New York. You work with the Colombian University, and now you are helping also the UAE, especially the Abu Dhabi government and the university to set up the program in AI. Yeah, can you tell everybody what is your main focus right now in AI, and just a brief about how you ended up being so bullish on AI?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to share what I want to share is like I've been in the AI space for like more than 10 years. And for now, I'm advocating the decentralized AI because I believe this is very bullish on this, and I think this is the future, because now I think people all agree that AI is the future, you know, and it's a mainstream topic right now. And the decentralized AI is the future of AI, basically. I think this is still a very new concept for most of the people, because the people understand AI when they like say ChatGPT and DeepSeek and Grok, but they all centralized. Centralized means like people always have concerns about their data privacy and security, right? So actually, this has already become the big blocker for AI, the massive adoption of AI technologies in our daily life.
Yeah.
Because I interviewed many businesses in AI and companies in AI, and when they go to market, so people always have these concerns like how my data will be used if I use your AI agent for doing something, right? So this I already see the big blocker and bottleneck here for massive adoption. So then that's why I'm very bullish on this decentralized AI. I'm not saying that to resolve this data security and the privacy issue in AI, decentralized AI is the only solution. I'm not claiming that. It could be many other approaches as well, but the decentralized AI is one approach that I see very promising, and I see this is like from the pure tech-driven approach.
Okay.
Right? It's not like a regulation or policy. Of course, you will see the regulations and policies from the government.
Yes.
To make your data protected. But from a technology perspective, this decentralized AI or DAI is very I would say promising approach.
Okay. So that's a very bold vision. But you mentioned something that my team and me, I've been reading about everything that you have done. And even decentralized models need a lot of data, right? We need data. So, and you've written about the looming data scarcity for AI and how origin is this problem. There's not enough data. So what risks do we face globally if we don't solve this very soon?
Well, that's a very good question. You know, I already wrote it in one of my Forbes article.
Yes.
So basically, you know that in 2026, people gonna all the public data on the internet will be used by AI.
2026.
Yeah, which is next year.
It doesn't sound that far, but now it's
Exactly
8 months.
So yeah, so next year, starting from next year, you will see that especially for these AI companies, they have no data available online for them to train or to improve their model, because they need more fresh new data and high quality data, of course. So that's going to be the big challenge. That's also, I see will become the bottleneck for AI development. That for AI, when we talk about AI, we're talking about three key fundamental pillars. The first is the algorithm, which I have no concern about that, because we see more and more like powerful models, algorithms like DeepSeek, which is open source, Llama, which is open source, right? So model itself is evolving. And the next is the computing power. And of course, NVIDIA is dominating the whole computing power world right now. But we see the competitors from Huawei, from other companies as well. They are catching up, right?
Okay.
You will see just like 20 years ago, the internet. So it will be like become cheaper and cheaper. Like 30 years ago, the internet is very expensive.
Yeah, the big transistor, the massive.
Yeah, and at home you need like the cord, the telephone cord,
Yes.
right? And now it's all wideband.
Right.
It's very cheap. So that's the same thing. The computing power going to be cheaper and cheaper because there's going to be more players join the game, right? We all agree about this trend. And then the next thing, the third one, is about data. So now you have the algorithm, you have the power. So who's gonna win? The player who owns the data, high quality data, or the guy who can easily fetch the data, gonna win the game at the end of the day. And now you see that I already see this emerging, I would say, bottleneck is like more and more apparent.
Yes.
For many companies right now. I interviewed several AI startup companies in Silicon Valley in the States. I asked them that, what's your timeline for your deliverables or something like that? I liked your idea. It's brilliant. It's cool, right? And the answer from most of them is like, it depends. It depends how fast we can get the training data.
They getting the data.
You see, it's not computing power, because they have money to rent computing power, GPU from AWS or Google Cloud. Although it's expensive, but they can pay for it.
Yeah.
They have investors, they can pay for it, right? And algorithm, they all have the open source algorithm. Their engineers are fine-tuning the algorithm, the big model, that's fine. But the data. So that's why the answer is, it depends. It depends on how fast we can collect this data. I need for example, 20,000 high quality data points about this very specific thing. So they have no way to either purchase the data, or where is the platform to collect the data. They don't have such resources.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Because, for example, I go a little bit back to crypto just for now. Obviously, crypto has been since 2008, and there is a lot of on-chain data of the transactional. So let's say the exchanges, they have the data of everybody been trading for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. But now, for AI, I think so. We start to use it probably the last year actively with all the programs that we know now, like ChatGPT and DeepSeek and all of that. Now, talking about challenge, that's a big challenge that AI has. I want to understand, and I'm curious about your personal drive, right? Because you are not only a professor, you're also an inventor, you are a founder, and you are helping a lot of organizations in the world to understand how AI is going to operate. So what personally drives you to fight this challenge for open and decentralized AI? And whether a defining moment in your journey you say, okay, I need to go and avoid to this.
Yeah, I can share a little bit more, because I also wrote an article on Forbes about this part.
Yes.
Actually, this is a very, my action to this decentralized AI was one motivated by my students.
For your students.
Yes, like back to 2018, you know that I'm teaching reinforcement learning courses. It's a graduate level courses, AI courses at a course at Columbia.
At Columbia University in New York.
Yeah, exactly, Columbia University. And at the end of the course, the students are required to do a final project to train their own AI agent. But then they need to go to like Google Cloud or Amazon AWS to rent a GPU cars for training, these type of things. But they have to pay.
Okay.
Right? They have to pay. And for some projects, these students need to pay $1,000. $1,000 for a student is lots of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, right? So then they complain a lot. They say, yeah, I know that this it doesn't fair for us to pay $1,000 for a final project. They request the credits from the department. The department said, yeah, because it is a big class. We don't have this budget, right? And then I talked to Google. At the end of the day, I got 5,000 credits.
Oh, wow.
US dollar credits. But I have a class of 150 students.
Yes, you cannot have all of them.
Yeah, I cannot, allocate, cover all their expense. And then this makes me think about, because and on the other side, I know that there are lots of idle computing powers or underutilized computing powers around the world. There's more than 70% of the computer power idle at that time, And then my idea is like, okay, why not I build a platform or something for my students to easily access to this underutilized computing power around the world, not only in the States, maybe from India, from China, from Korea, from Philippines, from anywhere, as long as it's cheaper, right? So in the States, everything's expensive.
It is, yeah.
Right? So then I start to think about this technology, and then this is the starting point of decentralized AI, basically. And then moving forward, and we published several papers, and we filed some patents, and then at that time we don't call it a decentralized AI, right? The basic idea is like, how can I leverage the global resources to build such an infrastructure to power the AI development. So that's the idea. And then as we keep building, and the picture is more and more clear. It's not only computing power, but also data, right? And also other stuff like can be complete in such a decentralized way. And this is more efficient and much more better than the centralized miner.
Okay.
So that's how things starts.
Wow, just you definitely making good causes, helping only the Ethereum know they will how to utilize unutilized computer data. I'm talking about the world, giving your insights. Let's discuss the global landscape in AI. So with China embracing cross-border AI data exchanges, as you highlighted in your article in Forbes,
right?
How do you see China position itself in the decentralized AI revolution?
Well, again, I would say that China is a strong competitor to in the AI domain with the States, right? So and China is very visionary in AI, because I see many things. Of course, the US has its lots of advantages in the AI domain, but China is catching up, and China has its own advantages as well.
Yeah.
Right. So especially on the data side, because China itself has a big population, right? So it's a source of data, right? It's a source of data, and also I know that in China they already have established like the government to support data exchange. They already have 4. And the Shenzhen Data Exchange, which is also a partner of OORT, my company, so it's the largest data exchange in China. I think they have more than 60% of data trading volume. It comes from this Shenzhen Data Exchange. Wow. And the data exchange, you see, is all about the motivation for them to build data exchange is like for people to trade data, right? To give data to or monetize the data to the people who need it.
Okay.
Like just the example I shared, like the companies in Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah.
These are startups. They have a brilliant idea. They want to build an AI agent for a monetary transaction, for a daily, like being your daily assistant, blah, 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 blah. Many, many brilliant ideas, or help you to find the coupons, online, and like your personal designer every day give you the suggestion about your outfit. Lots of very cool AI agents, but they need data, right? But I think data exchange is one solution. That then these companies in China now, they go to data exchange, they see lots of data sets there with the price on it, and they can purchase it. The transaction is very easy, just like you buy stock.
Wow.
And then this is gonna be the game changer for this AI startups, right? So yeah, now they have a channel to purchase data, or they can send their request to that exchange platform and say, hey, I need this data. I wish to pay like $10,000 or something to collect the 2,000 data points about like a beautiful girl outfit in summer, something like that.
Wow.
And yeah, and we already received such a request from that exchange. And I can give you one example, like just one request that we received is like it's a company who want to build a like AI agent to understand better about like the wake up words. For example, like Alexa or Siri, it's like this type of thing, and they need the audio recording to call this like they call that wake up words.
Yes.
From 51 countries.
Wow.
And each country they need at least 200 people to do the recording. To do the recording. You see, for this this project, let's say, or this startup, how can this startup get such a data, right?
Yes.
So that's now you understand why I say data is the bottleneck. The bottleneck. They have money for the GPU rental. They have money for the engineer team to fine tune the algorithm. But even they have money, they have no way to get this data from 51 countries. And they have a list of these 51 countries they already sent to us.
I would say, well, in my opinion, probably that data is what the users or the data the users were generating for social media during the last 20 years, with Facebook, YouTube.
Yes.
That's data, but only for commercial purposes, not to recreate AI models.
Well, it's used for creating AI models, but very general AI models, like a ChatGPT, for example. But now the whole AI industry is, the real business go to very specific verticals and the use cases. For example, like just the one I mentioned, like the outfit designer.
Outfit design. I
Right.
need that one for me.
Yeah, for you, your wife, your kids, right? So yeah, for that very specific use case, you need lots of very specific data for it, right? So if you just ask a ChatGPT, let's say, yeah, it'll give you of course the response is not satisfactory in general.
You know what happened to me yesterday because of copyrights? I was trying to create an invitation for my daughter's birthday party. And I want to put Belle from The Beauty and the Beast. And it recreate the first picture. And then I tried to edit it, and they gave it to me. They said, no, you cannot do this because it's Disney copyright. I said, oh my gosh, but it's a birthday. And actually the AI was very kind to me and said, yeah, Andres, we do understand it for nice purposes, and they didn't give it to me. So we need more models for
We need more models, yeah, and I already some of my friends, they are building like the AI agent for like a pattern writing.
Ah.
And then they need lots of such data, very specific data set for training the model, right?
Wow.
For training this AI agent. So these are like that's why, like I said, back to your question, that China already moved ahead of the US in terms of AI data, because China see that this is a bottleneck.
Wow.
So that's why they established this 4 big data exchange, to help AI companies.
I would love to know the name of the list of the company that are building this. It will be for a good investment. Now, talking about good investment, you've been investing a lot of time building OORT, right? So let's shift the focus to your venture. So, what was the harder challenge when you start to build OORT? Not from the technical perspective, but as a founder trying to achieve global mindsets around data ownership.
Well, a very good question. So, in addition to the technology part, the several challenge thing um, I've been facing are threefold. One is the learning curve or the educational cost, because this is too new, right? As I said, it's a new concept to many people, 99% people, or even higher.
Yeah.
So even some people heard about this concept, but actually they don't know what it is, or they only know very superficial stuff, right? And then before people understand it, it's hard for us to do massive adoption.
Yes.
Even you have the technology, you have the product, and then when you pitch the product to the customer, oh, what's this? It's a product of decentralized AI. Okay, now let's forget about the product. Please tell me what is a decentralized AI. You see, this is a big learning curve, right? And we may spend like days or hours to explain, what this is, why decentralized AI matters, and it's much more like a one-on-one course.
Like people in talking about Bitcoin 2009.
Exactly. It's hey, this is cool. This is the Bitcoin, right? And the people, okay, tell me what is Bitcoin.
And you have to stay all the fundamental about economy, finance.
Exactly. Yeah. Why this is important, and people will ask, why should I buy Bitcoin, right? Why? What does decentralization mean? Right? Why this matters? Why this is digital gold? But now you don't need to explain that thing. You just buy Bitcoin, right? So it's a good entry point. I will buy some, right? So that's the thing. This is the first difficulties I'm facing. We're facing right now, and the second is about like a go-to-market. So because this is a global business, right? Decentralized AI, DAI means like cross-sourcing many resources, like including data, computing power, and the storage power from all over the world, right? And that means like you need the markets. Yeah, you need the people from all these countries. Now we are covering more than 110 countries in the world.
Okay.
Different countries, the people there, they have a different culture. When you talk to them, the narrative will be different.
Yes.
The narrative is completely different, right? Even in one region, different countries are completely different. Like, for example, the people in China and the people in Korea, in Japan, they're close.
Yeah.
But their mindset are completely different, right?
Even in the US, there is speak same language, but the mindset from the people in Texas different from the mindset from California.
They're always fighting each other.
Yeah.
They're different. So then this is the second challenge. And the third is some internal thing, like, we're our team, our headquarters is in New York, right?
Okay.
But we have team members in like different countries, right? For example, like we have a team member here, Marcos, in Dubai,
Yes.
right? And we have team members in Canada, in Bulgaria, in Hong Kong, China, in Philippines, Manila. It's pretty, and Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia,
Nice.
right? So it's in Miami and New York, and different cities in the States. So, and our team is pretty international. And how can you manage the team members, such an international team in the most efficient way? It's difficult. If people are all sitting in the same office, life could be much easier. But now that this is all decentralized.
Decentralized,
right?
yeah.
You have a time zone difference, and the people have different mindset, different communication style, different culture. So it is, especially for the management team in this company, we are very we see lots of challenges.
Okay.
So, but that's a lot of fun. I mean, it's that's a good experience for us to grow up.
To growth.
Yeah.
And now talking about growth, let's talk about, you're building an amazing platform, but as I mentioned in the previous topic, I was talking about the copyright that ChatGPT told me not to do it. There is a lot of ethical considerations are always in there, right? So many fear decentralized data collection could lead to privacy violations. So how does OORT ensure ethical data sourcing and respect for user privacy?
Well, yeah. Two things. First, of course, we have to follow all the regulations, like a GDPR, and like and especially for sensitive data. We don't want to touch this very sensitive data for now, because there's a lot of regulation risk there, right? And we start with some easy data. Now we're promoting our key product called OORT Data Hub. Is we want to build it as the world's largest data collecting platform, AI data collecting platform. And now the platform is available online, and it's an app basically, and every people can download this app and contribute your data and get some crypto rewards. And for now, we already have lots of AI data collection tasks from the real customers, but we only accept the task without any sensitive data inquiries, like your personal, like health or financial data, health data, right? So these are very, very sensitive data, or ID related data. Let's say your passport, your like ID, right? So we don't touch that. We don't touch that. And also some geographic data, like say like if you ask people to, for example, like go to some public space and shoot some pictures, for some countries this is not legal.
It's not legal.
And then it's much more like, that's the Tesla in China. They're not allowed to drive on highway.
Yeah, my friend that lives in China, she has a Tesla and she told me about this. Then I didn't understand, and now I understand it.
Yeah, because all the sensors on the car, they can collect lots of data, right, along the highway. And if the data are going out of the country, go to US, and then that's the big concern from Chinese government, right? So that kind of a sensitive, we call this a sensitive data, which is under very strict regulation. We don't touch it. But I think moving forward, the regulation will be evolving as well.
Yeah.
Right. So there's going to be another way. Even for now, you have the technology to encrypt the data. Again, you're gonna break the rules from the regulation perspective, right? So, but I think moving forward, but I guess it is gonna be very, very slow.
Yeah.
The regulation gonna be changed a little bit to accommodate this decentralized AI or decentralized data collection, something like that, or processing, right? If you have a good encryption from technology perspective, and you can protect the data can move around the whole world. But now you see that all the data regulations is like the data must stay in this region, cannot be going out, like a GDPR or the Chinese regulation, right? So
actually, that takes me to the next question I have. Talking about decentralization and regulation, because it's very complex, right? We learn in the crypto space, decentralization, regulation. So how do you navigate the tension between decentralization and a strict data regulation like GDPR and China's PIPL? Can they both coexist?
well, yeah, of course. They're like complement to each other. They're not like against each other, right? In my view. For example, like the decentralization under the current regulations cannot be, in some cases cannot be the global decentralization, but it could be the regional decentralization. Let me give you one example. For example, like we know that the Chinese government, they have this their regulation, data regulation, means that data cannot be moved out of the mainland China to other countries, right? So this is illegal. If you do that, you will go to jail. Right?
Don't do it.
Yeah. But within the country, right, you can have this, for example, data exchange.
Okay.
Right? You can build this data hub product within the region, like the AI companies, they can collect the data or cross-sourcing data within the country. But that's still powerful enough, right? Because China is a big country, and the same with the US is. So the decentralized, this is also decentralization, right? So the decentralization in one region has no problem under the regulations. But moving forward, as I said, the regulation may be changed and evolving, right, based on the market, and based on the market, and also the development of the technologies. So if moving forward, you can perfectly, for example, like encrypt the data and somehow, and I know in academia, you know that we have been doing research on this encrypted machine learning for quite a while. I don't know if you heard about this word. It's like you encrypt all the data set, so no one can see that what the real data, like, even the data is your ID, but it's encrypted.
Wow.
You don't know what it is, but still this data set can be used for AI training.
Okay.
So this is something happening in academia right now. So if that it become mature, and then maybe the regulation may become loose a little bit and say, if as long as you use this technology to encrypt your data, you can move your data around the world.
So it will be like a standard for.
That would be the standard. Yeah, the standard.
Now let's talk. You mentioned a couple of things on standardization data, but I want to jump into something that's quite exciting, like the crypto incentive for data contributors. You mentioned that as well. So incentivizing data contributors is crucial. You mentioned rewarding data contributors with crypto incentives. Is this the future of data economies, and how sustainable is this model long term?
Yeah, so I'm very bullish on this, and also I think this is the key contribution of cryptocurrency and the blockchain in terms of in the domain of a decentralized AI. Because you see, if you wanna see, here's the story, right? So if you wanna quickly collect the high quality data from people around the world,
Yeah.
of course you have to give them incentive,
Yes.
right? But how can you make it work? So the current traditional financial system will not work,
No, it wouldn't. No.
right? In one sentence, I want to summarize this in one thing is like the cross-border small transactions. The cross-border small transactions. The only solution for this is crypto. No traditional banks can do it, right? I send $1 to the guy from Kenya, from South Africa, from China, from Mongolia, from Russia. It's possible. Not possible. It's not possible, right? But in crypto, it's just instant. It's instant, right? I can send you 1 cent. Good,
Yes.
right? We have community members from Nigeria, from Vietnam, from and we send them tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they contribute their data, they will get our crypto token in 1 second.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the only solution. Because this is the only solution, so that's why I'm bullish on it. And also I don't see any traditional banks or something, institutions, they can catch up.
Yeah, they cannot.
Right. So they cannot. Seems like a crypto so far still the only solution. So that's why I'm very bullish on it. I think in the long term, this will still be the only solution.
Okay, amazing. I think about solutions, in any industry, collaborations are key, right? What excites you the most about the rise of islands like HumanAIx? And do you see these as the foundation of a truly global AI infrastructure?
Yeah, so HumanAIx is a very new alliance, launched by OORT, and now we have 13 founding members.
Okay.
They are all very good projects in the AI space.
They're all humans.
Yeah, Neo and Oasis Protocol and Storage, these well-known projects, and this is driven by OORT Foundation, basically. So the motivation for this HumanAIx is like, we want to build a open protocol. Like all the parties joining the protocol by contributing their own capabilities. So let me tell you this story, then you may understand this motivation much better. So you see that for AI companies, if they want to build an AI agent or whatever, they go to Amazon, they go to Google, right? But they just go to one place. Even let's say the computing power in Amazon is way better than Google, but Google has a much cheaper storage.
Yes.
But no one gonna be like, okay, I train my model on Amazon, and then all my data set are stored on Google Cloud.
No, you don't do it.
Even I want to pay more
Yeah.
on Amazon, I just everything goes to Amazon, right? So I will not do the mix. Because if you do this mix thing, there's lots of issues, right? the compatibility issue, or you need to move your data around or something like that. So people need to go to one place and get all the solutions.
Yeah.
One-stop shop, right? But now you see in Web3, this is a big problem.
That is massive, yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at these AI-related projects in Web3, Falcon storage only, Storage A storage only, and IO.net is like a GPU power,
Yes.
Akash GPU power. Think about that. Is it possible for AI projects to come to, let's use this alternative Web3 solution rather than going to Google or Amazon? Let's go to Web3, and I will get my GPU from Akash, and I will get my storage from Falcon, and then I will get my database solution from another project. And then this is going to be a big problem, headache for the engineer team.
Yeah, you need
How can I combine these three and move the stuff around? And,
as a Zapier for blockchain.
yeah, so this is not possible, right? This is not possible. So that's why this is a big motivation for us to build this HumanAIx alliance. We want to build this open protocol, let everybody join the protocol, and this this protocol has all the SDK and API well defined, and this project can contribute your storage, and that project can contribute GPU power. And then for the AI developers, they just need to come to this platform, and he will see all the resources there, and they can just click, and choose these resources, and they can do their job. So that's the big picture.
That is very inspiring. And talking about, okay, obviously you put this together to avoid confusion in the future for the AI, but now you also have done a lot of stuff in the past. And one of those was you have done more than 200 patents. So that you have extensive patent portfolio. What has this taught you about turning innovative ideas into tangible impact?
That before I joined Columbia University, I've been working with the Qualcomm research.
Yeah.
Working on this 5G chip design. Okay. So that's
5G.
Yeah, 5G.
Oh.
So yeah, I joined Qualcomm like more than 12, 13 years ago. So that a very early stage about 5G at that time. So that's where I start to write patents, and the big the big stuff I learned from this more than 200 patents is like, now there's two things when you want to file a patent. First is like your innovation worth a patent or not. You need an evaluation, right? But for most of the people, they don't have this sense. I have an idea, I have this solution. Does it worth a patent or not? So most of the people, they don't have this sense.
Okay.
Right? Maybe then they will go to the patent lawyers and something like that to get their advice, right? The second is this can be patent, because some innovative novel ideas cannot be patent. For example, some algorithms. If I have a good algorithms, for some algorithm they can be patent, but for some ones they cannot. This is not allowed to be patent. So this is this domain knowledge. This domain knowledge is very valuable. So after this 200 patent training, I do have this knowledge right now. So and then I can tell that maybe this novel idea or this innovation can be translated into a patent, and then can make a tangible impact. And for some knowledge, novel stuff, for example, some algorithms, this cannot be patent, but this can still be made as a very tangible, solution to the practical use, and make an impact. So I would say that this is what I learned from this patent. So
very interesting. And
OORT, that we already own 2 patents, and now we are drafting more. Because this
patents,
we already have 2 patents granted from the U.S. Patent Office, and we're writing more. We have a team dedicated to this patent stuff, because the DAI is very new. There's tons of opportunities there, and the patent is one thing.
and talking about opportunities, another opportunities and adoption. Okay, I want to know your views about AI's role in crypto adoption, which I think is quite important. So last year, everybody started to become very bullish about AI, especially in crypto. Us in crypto, we're a bunch of DJs, but we also are a bunch of people that believe in technology, right? So bridging AI and crypto, do you believe AI can play a major role in mass adoption of cryptocurrency, or are these still two separate revolutions?
I would say, first of all, they're not separated,
Okay.
right? And AI can, but I don't see that AI will be the key driver of massive adoption of a crypto.
Okay.
But AI can facilitate this process for sure, right? Because AI can help a lot to accelerate this adoption process. For example, like now we have this the AI trader,
Yes.
AI crypto trader, right?
Yes.
Um, so and it made lots of noise, right? And the people, wow, this is cool. And for many people, they're not crypto people, but now they see, oh, seems like but they're like amazed by this AI agent, and then they will become the crypto people by purchase some cryptos and give that to the AI agent for management or something like that. So yeah, so the AI applications in crypto, of course, will make a lot of noises,
Mm-hmm.
and because of this, more people will join the crypto world,
Yeah.
right? And also another thing I see is like now there's like the crypto learning curve uh, is still big, I would say.
It is. Yeah.
It is, right? For example, like I saw a survey like years ago, like for a new person to learn how to use a crypto, he has to learn 13 steps or something,
13 steps.
right?
Wow.
So yeah, for example, imagine, I don't know if your mom or dad, if they use crypto, but if they don't, if you
No, it's hard. Yeah.
if you have
My mother-in-law used crypto. She bought Bitcoin many years ago, but I have to help her.
yeah. Yeah, I have to, if I now I teach my mom to buy Bitcoin or something, there's so many steps.
Yeah.
And you need to plan, oh, this is a crypto wallet, and they write down the private key, and and I have to explain what it is, right?
Yeah.
And then you go to the exchange, open an account, and then you
KYC, why I have to send my passport to this company, that, or what is that?
yeah, it's and don't lost your private key, otherwise no one can help. There's no customer support.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So there's so many things, but I think AI can help to streamline the whole process and make it easy for the for regular people to to start their first crypto transaction,
Yes.
right? So the AI agent can be a helper, maybe something, right? So this definitely can help a lot.
Okay.
And also in the back end, the AI can help you process lots of stuff, right? So yeah, there's many. I just give you two examples, but there's many things that the AI can help for the AI massive adoption. For the crypto massive adoption.
Yeah.
But I don't believe AI gonna be the key driver.
The key driver.
The key driver will still comes from finance.
From the finance. Okay.
For example, the Trump
Yeah.
tariff war and the dollar valuation, all these type of things.
Yeah.
So then people will go to crypto as their like, add crypto into their asset portfolio or something. So that can be the main driver, but not the AI.
I don't remember. I think it was CC, the co-founder of Binance. He was talking in one of his tweets about crypto and AI agents. I think it was him. I'm not sure, but he was talking about in the future. I will have my AI agent. And then Marco will have his own AI agent.
Yeah.
And I will tell my agent, look, we need to set up this for, I don't know, we need to set up an event in the restaurant, blah, blah, blah. Can you please talk to Marco's AI agent? And then what Cici says, the agents will speak. And then he said that we will need the crypto because it will create the collaboration finance to send money between agents to pay for the event, for example. Do you think that will happen? Or instead of me telling Marco, you know what, send me your wallet, I'll do it. It will be easier.
Well, yeah, actually, I already saw some startup AI startup, they're doing this such a business in Silicon Valley, but that's not for the crypto, but they're they're trying to build an AI agent to make monetary payment for you. Basically, you just talk to your agent. Your agent just send you the message and say, hey, you have to pay your bill, like a HOA fee or this management fee or that fee, right? So that bill, and then you just say, okay, go ahead, just pay for it.
But not
right?
crypto yet.
But not crypto yet. This is traditional thing. But it's easy to move this to the crypto, right? So, but there's some issues there, which is not resolved yet.
Okay.
So again, it's about the trust on this AI, right?
Yeah.
So for AI to do so, you have to share all your bank credentials with the AI agent. Are you comfortable with it?
Or share my 12 words with my AI.
Exactly. Your private key to your AI agent. Are you comfortable with it?
No, I would never.
Of course, never. Right?
I don't to my wife. So
that's the thing, right?
So
Yeah. So and if you see now, if the bank make a wrong transaction for you,
then
you can call the bank and say, get my money back. If this is the fault of the bank, not you, the bank gonna give you the reimburse.
Yeah.
Right. But now if the AI agent did something wrong, use your private key, and who gonna pay for it?
Me.
You have to pay for it, right?
Yeah, that's what he was trying to intend. He said, in the future, you go on holiday.
Yeah, maybe in the future there is some solutions, but for now we don't see it. For example, maybe there's a kind of like insurance company. Let's say, okay, I'm an insurance company. You just go for it. If the AI agent fault to make a wrong transaction, I can pay for it. But you, of course, that's the accident. Just like your home insurance, it's all about accident, right? But you pay the insurance.
Okay.
Something like that. Maybe there's a solution.
Startup coming soon after this. Maybe
After this,
maybe I do it.
that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
And and you mentioned something very unique. It's about if the agent own your data, your top words, your banking transaction, etc. Now let's talk about the future of data and who owns the data, right? So looking ahead in the decentralized future, who should ultimately own the data? The individual, the community, or no one?
I would say all of them.
All of them.
All of them. What we're building is we give people the flex, the feasibility to become the data owner. Let me explain this. For now, you don't have this choice because as long as you start to use like all these apps like a Google Cloud or Amazon, you have to click agreement all the time. If you don't agree, you cannot use their service. Although it seems like you have your choice, but actually you have no choice because you need that app.
Yeah.
And you have to click agree, right? So that's the thing, because that's the centralized, right? In the decentralized world, in the future, is like I do have the real choice. If I don't want to share my data, I don't share it. I'm the only owner of my data. And I can, of course, I can choose to monetize my data or I don't monetize my data, right? And if I want to work with Amazon, with Google, or with OORT, for example, I can contribute my data to OORT. I want this money, right? If you don't give me this money, I don't share my data.
Okay.
But now, when you don't have such negotiation power or such choices when you do business with Google or Amazon.
No.
Right? You have to click agree, and then done. And then all your data will be there. Right? So that's the thing. So I would say the data will be the ownership of the data in the future. So will be the choice of the original data source.
Okay.
All right. So people do have their choices, but now seems like people have their choice, but actually no.
We don't.
You know.
No, we don't have a choice.
If you want to do your choices, means like your iPhone are gonna be no apps. No. Because you don't agree any term.
That's true. You wouldn't have any app. You couldn't use any of the apps that and the
Exactly.
you don't agree to the term and condition.
Yeah, or even some cookies or something like that. You have to agree.
That's the catch.
Yeah. Exactly.
Forever. Now, I have 3 more questions, but this one is the vision for the next 5 years, especially everything is according to your vision, right? You're a visionary, you've been in AI for a long time. How will the world of data, AI, and decentralization look like 5 years from now? You say in 2026 is going to happen something,
Well, yeah.
and then what role will OORT play in it?
Well, yeah, this is a big question, and I want to share a little bit more about that because this is also my big concern. I remember that CZ had a post like a month ago to say in the near future, the only contribution of human beings to the world is feeding data to AI agents.
Wow.
That's a very sad story.
It's sad. It's like
It's very sad.
Internet.
Yeah, it's much more like a matrix, right? And the human beings are kind of a data slaves.
Wow.
Our only contribution to the world is just create data, feed data to AI, and the AI gonna do everything else. So we are just like a
Like a cow.
like the chicken, right?
Yeah.
So the only contribution for the chicken for the world is eggs and their chicken meat
Chicken meat.
and the chicken meat, nothing else,
That's it, right?
right? So this is very sad, but I do see the trend. The trending is going there. It's going there. And if you see the argument from Elon Musk, like days ago, he said in 2029, which is only 4 years later. So the AI intelligence gonna exceed all the human beings. So it means like you can hand over all jobs to the AI agents. They can do everything. They can do everything, not for human, for themselves. And if that is become true, then the human beings' value is only like feeding data to AI, and the AI will be more and more smart, right? Because of more data, and they will keep asking human beings, "Hey, give me more data, right?" And that's gonna be something we should be aware of, and I have a big concern about it. But when we talk about like back to your question, like in the coming 5 years, this is something I can see that the data will be the bottleneck and for almost all the AI agents. And who own the data? Who own the world?
Wow.
And
So-
human beings it's very likely to become the data feeder to these AI agents.
So, and the people that have most of the data, it's not about the money, it's about the data they have, they will control.
Yeah, and also I think this in my personal view, I think that the government will realize this, will be aware of this, the importance of data, and the governments may find some way to become the ownership of the data, because only with that in their hands they can control the AI and all the human beings, right?
Okay, now I have another question that just came to me. It's about Bitcoin, right? Because if we get there in 5 years, and let's say we have all the chain, we have Ethereum, Solana, we have all of them, but Bitcoin is a truly decentralized finance right now. So if we get to there in 2030, the people that own the data have the power, but Bitcoin as a reserve of wealth, let's say in 5 years it become mainstream. People using the Satoshis. So do you think also that would be part of what you just said? Who own the data? In this case, Bitcoin is data, if you think.
Right.
Bitcoin is data at the end of the day. So who own the data that is not correlated to Bitcoin, it will have the same impact that owning Bitcoin?
Well, because you mentioned Bitcoin, actually, I just wrote a article about Bitcoin like a days ago. Yeah, so you see, Bitcoin, it's a fully decentralized in terms of a technology, but from a governance perspective, it's in my view, it's not.
Is no.
It's not, because the Bitcoin miners and the big Bitcoin holders,
The wealth, yeah.
they're whales. They're whales, not the regular people like you and me, right? They can manipulate the price
Yes.
as they want, right? And for regular people, you see that the US, they issue this ETF. For regular people, you and me to easily access to this Bitcoin, but ETF is centralized.
Yes, it is.
It's all centralized, right? So seems like this is decentralized, but in practice is very centralized. It's very centralized, right? And you can see these days is everybody's looking at the White House. If Trump tweets something about Bitcoin, it's gonna goes up or goes down. It goes up or goes down, right? So it's very I would say in this sense, it's very centralized. From a technology perspective, it's decentralized. So the data is the same thing. So I would say I can see in the future is from certain level, from a technology perspective, we have this decentralized AI technology to protect your personal privacy data or security or data security, these type of things. This is from technology perspective. It's decentralized, it's nice. But of course, on top of that, the big players could be the company, could be the government, right? They're gonna have some way to join the game and to become the real owner of the data. And through that, they can control the AI agent, and through AI agent, they can control the people. You see, just like what Bitcoin is happening these days, these big whales, they are government, there are some organizations, I don't know, but they are control the Bitcoin price
And the retail.
and then the ETF, all these things, and then through this they control the retail.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about something that's quite fascinating. Education. So you're a doctor, you're educated. Let's talk about working in the UAE. Let's talk to everybody about the impact and the contribution that you are doing with the government of Abu Dhabi and the university. Can you elaborate more this? Because this is something we were talking in the car coming here, and I say, Dr. Mas, I want to do a master degree. Yeah, AI leadership. Talking about
Welcome to our university.
So let's talk to everybody. What is the university? What is the name? Because many people watch this and they're thinking about doing an AI program, maybe in UK, US, but why not to come to Abu Dhabi? That is one of the most innovative governments in AI.
Yeah, so you know that I'm working with the Abu Dhabi AI University, MBZUAI, which is the world's first AI university.
Oh wow!
Supported by the UAE government, basically.
Wow.
So the university is growing really fast right now, and hiring lots of new faculties and the students, join the university. The campus has lots of new constructions.
How many people they expect?
At the end of the day, of course, they are expecting the size as the well-established universities in the world right now, tens of thousands of people and students there. But now it's still in a very early stage. But we see their vision and ambition, basically, right? Government give lots of fundings there, because I see the key advantage of doing AI in of course every country in the world now is doing AI, right? And to the two key players in the world competing on AI is China and the US right now, and because they have most of the resources. AI has a very high entry barrier, right? Not anybody can join the game.
Yeah.
So now it's China and the US, but the UAE is geographically speaking is in the middle, and from the AI game perspective, it's in the middle as well, because the UAE has a good connection with both China and the US. But you know that the China US themselves, they have a big tension.
Yes.
In almost every aspect.
Yeah.
Right.
The Olympics as well.
Olympics, everything, right? But UAE is a good friend for both, with both parties, right? Then means the UAE could be leveraging this advantage to talking to both parties and get resources from both parties, and become a place that's very open place for people to talk, to collaborate, because otherwise there's no way for the East and the West to collaborate directly. I think this is something very, very promising, and I believe this is a good strategy as well.
Wow. Yeah, I'm very bullish into the AI program in Abu Dhabi. I will come as a student and maybe I become a teacher as well.
Yeah,
Teacher.
lecture.
Dr. Mas, I have one more question. And this is
Oh, this is my phone.
this is regarding, okay, what is the top 5 applications of AI that you recommend somebody?
Oh, the top 5. I may name top 1 or 2, which I personally use a lot.
Okay, that's yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
because I don't have that many AI apps in my phone right now. So I use Perplexity a lot,
Yeah.
which is very good project, and it's revolutionizing the search engine basically.
Okay.
And the ChatGPT, of course, and the DeepSeek,
DeepSeek.
and Grok.
Look. Okay.
Yeah, these are the 4 I'm using a lot.
Okay. You combine them for
I combine it. I mean, here's the thing, for some serious task,
like academic.
academic or something, I need to cross check. So then I will ask all of them, and I get the results, and I gonna cross check, right?
Okay.
But for some easy task, let's say, oh, I just write an email and polish my email, polish my Twitter, this type of thing, I just use for example, ChatGPT is good enough. And if I wanna, each of them has their advantages, right? So if I wanna, uh, get more information about the Eastern countries or something, China and this thing, I think the DeepSeek
Will give you more.
will give you more, because most of the data chain from for DeepSeek comes from the China side, right? So so it's and if we want to get more accurate response in academia, in some this very serious use cases, scenarios, I will go to Perplexity.
Perplexity is the one I can listen.
Exactly.
You are very bullish in Perplexity. You like it a lot.
I personally, I use that most.
Okay.
I use that most.
That's been amazing. Dr. Mike, has been amazing having you in the show in Crypto OGs and at home. I hope to see you very soon, even in Abu Dhabi.
Sure, of course.
When another episode of Crypto OGs. Actually, I was thinking maybe Cici is watching this. Maybe we can do an episode of Crypto OGs in Abu Dhabi with Cici and you to talk about crypto and AI. And
Of course. Look forward. All right. Thank you.
That's a public invitation for Cici to come and meet Dr. Max.
Yep.
And we talk about the good stuff.
Sure.
Max, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
And
for
I'll
the
see
time.
you around.
Yep.
Take a Crypto OGs. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was very good.